Hey everybody, how you doing? Special little vlog for you all today. I got an email, and one of my favorite things is to get emails from people and hearing their stories and telling their tales and introducing themselves. So if you haven't emailed me and you've been thinking about emailing me, please email me and introduce yourself. But anyways, somebody emailed me the other day, and they said, Jesse, why Zero Limits? What was the reason that you gave Zero Limits a name for your coaching boot camp? And you see, oops, you can see it. The Zero Limits shirt right here. Usually I have it on, but I'm getting ready to go to a baby shower, which is why I have the collared shirt. Yes, a baby shower. Yes, guys apparently go to baby showers. Anyways, they asked me, why do you have Zero Limits as a name for your coaching camp? I said, it's a great question, because that's what I believe. And then there's an email exchange. They say, but you really believe that there's zero limits, that we have no limits? And I said, absolutely. And they said, well, what about this? What about this? Well, what about that? What about that? Here's the thing, you guys. How many of you, show of hands, which I really can't see your hands, but how many of you know a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old or a 2.5-year-old or a 3-year-old, a kid who's barely learning to talk? Ask them what's impossible. Ask them what is impossible, and I bet you they won't even know what to say. Because there's nothing impossible. We are born with zero limits. Limits are learned. We're not born told that we can't do this, we can't do that. So we're not born into the world thinking that this is impossible, that's impossible, or just because I was born here, I can't do this, or just because I'm born in this level, I can't become this. No, that's something we're learned. We're taught. Once we learn language, once we learn fear, once we learn all those things from our parents, from our teachers, from society, from the news, from whatever it is, limits are learned. Zero limits is possible. That's why I call it that. Because I really believe that we're capable of teaching people that we should never be told the sky's the limit because there's footprints on the moon. There's no limits. We don't need to put a ceiling for our success or what we're capable of achieving. We do that because we're told and we listen to that you can't do this or you can't become this. How many of you had dreams when you were a kid and your parents said, oh, you can't do that, that's a silly thing? I can remember a time when I was probably 6, 7 years old and I wanted to be a professional baseball player. And my grandma telling me, you don't want to do that. You don't want to become a baseball player. You do something where you're using your brain. And you know what? My dream was this big, and then in that moment, it crushed it down to here. I was told I couldn't, and suddenly the dream vanished like that. And who knows? Could I have become a professional baseball player? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know, because you know what? I was taught a limit, and that put a limit on what I was capable of becoming in athletics. Zero limits. Limits are something that are taught. Limits are something that are placed upon us by others. It is not something we're born with. We are not born being afraid. We learn to become afraid. We learn to set limits on ourselves. You can live a life of zero limits, but you have to want to. You have to be willing to unlearn all the crap, all the negative stuff, all the I can'ts and I can'ts and I can'ts and I'm not able to's. You have to be willing to let go of that and open yourself up to something completely new and completely possible. That you, and believe it in your heart, and 100% in your head and your heart, that you are capable of absolutely anything. Because you are. That's why I call it Zero Limits. Guys, check it out, believe in it. That's the truth. I wouldn't lie to you about this. And don't forget, we have Trash Day this weekend, so I hope to see all your pictures coming up from Trash Day soon. Until next time, guys, have a good one.